Yes, this is Teacher Zamalek. We have grade 8 paper here. It is the opener grade 8 integrated science. And this is paper 1. It's both section A and section B. So this is Kenya Science Network. Subscribe as a way to appreciate us. I am called Chezamalek. The accessible number to Kenya Science Network is 0791937308. Let's dive to section A, which is 10 marks. The branch of integrated science that deals with the study of nature, properties, and composition of matter is known as, so that is chemistry. Chemistry deals with the properties of matter, composition of matter, and even the nature of matter. Are you getting that? So the study of science that deals with the composition, properties, and even the structure, that is the nature of matter, that is referred to as what? Chemistry. Let's dive to biology is the study of living things. Physics is the study of matter, force, energy. Science is general. So the study of the universe. Which of the following accidents can be caused by glass apparatus? Accident can be caused by glass apparatus. Remember, glass apparatus, they are very, very sharp and they can cut. So any accident caused by glass apparatus are the cuts. And when cuts are, you get cut, there must be some bruises taking place or happening. So irritation of the eye, no, this is not caused by the irritation of the eye, or rather it does not cause irritation of the eye. Respiratory complications, no. Cuts and bruises, yes. Severe burns on contact, no. So the right answer is choice C, cuts and bruises. Number 3, which of the following symbols shows that the substance can destroy living tissues and equipment on contact? So such like a substance must be corrosive and they must be chemicals. So it is the chemicals that are able to destroy living tissues and equipment on contact. So it is not toxic, it is not flame, it is corrosive, and it is not that one. So the right answer there is choice C, which is corrosives. These are, you can see these are chemicals spilling on the tissues or the body tissues and even equipment here, and they cause destruction. You can easily see. So that is choice C, which is corrosives. Number 4, the following are basic quantities except. So basic quantities cannot be calculated. Cannot be calculated. Are you getting that? So those quantities that cannot be calculated are referred to as basic quantities. Electric current is a basic quantity. Time is also a basic quantity. Density is not a basic quantity. This one is called a derived quantity. So density is derived quantity. Why? Because we must have mass and we must have volume. So those quantities that can be calculated from 2 or more measurements, 2 or more measurements. So in other words, we're going to have the measurement of mass and the measurement of volume so that we can get now mass all over volume as our density. That is called derived quantity. But those that cannot be calculated can just be defined as basic quantities. So one of them is density. Another one is area. Another one is just volume. Another one is speed. So these quantities can just be calculated from measuring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measurements. You're getting that? So mass is also a basic quantity whose as a unit is kilogram. So during an experiment, grade 7 learners allowed air to enter the chimney of a Bunsen burner. Which type of flame was observed? So when the air enters the Bunsen burner, we're going to get a complete combustion. We're going to have complete what? Combustion or burning. And the type of a flame that allows complete combustion is called non-luminous flame. Non-luminous flame. So that is the type of flame that allows complete combustion, and the air hole is always open. That is why air is allowed to enter the chimney. So flammable, no, that is not the type of flame. Non-flammable, no. Let's dive to the other answers that we have around. Luminous flame, no. Luminous flame, the air hole is closed. Air hole is closed, so there is no air that is permitted to enter. Air hole is closed, so this one, air hole is open and air is allowed to enter. Therefore, our right answer is non-luminous flame. Number 6, which one among the following parts in the female reproductive organ play the same role as testes and in the male reproductive organ? So remember, the role of testes is to produce sperm and hormones. So that is the role of testes. So which one in the female reproductive part plays the same role as testes? So we know that ovary produces ova, which is the male reproductive cell. Sperm is the female reproductive cell. And ovary also produces hormone. One of them is estrogen hormone. So it therefore means that ovary plays the same role as the testes in the male reproductive organ. So oviduct, this one allows fertilization. There's no production of any of the female reproductive sex cells. Uterus allows for implantation. Vagina allows for the passage of the baby. So therefore, the right answer is ovary, which produces ova, the female reproductive sex cell, and some hormones like estrogen, progesterone. So which one of the following is not part of the skin as a body organ? Which one of the following is not part of the skin as a body organ? So remember, the skin is the largest body organ. So let's see, hair. Hair is part of the skin. Sweat glands is also part of the skin. Epidermis is also the part of the skin. Epididymis, this one is not part of the skin, but rather this one is the male reproductive part. So it is the male reproductive organ or part. So epididymis is the right answer. It is not part of the skin. Remember, hair in the skin regulate body temperature. Sweat glands also produces sweat. Epidermis, protection of the underlying tissues from mechanical damages from germs or bacteria or rather virus or fungi that may enter the body. So those are parts of the skin. Number 8, which one of the following is an example of kidney disorder? Kidney disorders. Remember, kidney is one of the organs that plays a greater role in the human body. So which one of the following is an example of a kidney disorder? I want to give you this one as an homework or assignment. Remember, answer A is wrong, answer B is wrong. So between the two, I want you to get me the right answer. Between the two, which one is an example of a kidney disorder? Is it nephritis or diabetes? I want you to do that. Go and do research on that and get me the answer. Just comment down there. Comment the right answer. Teacher Zamalek, it is so and so. Teacher Zamalek, the answer is diabetes. Teacher Zamalek, the answer is nephritis. So just comment me down there. I know the answer and I want you also to interact with me. This is a session where teacher and teacher interact, and that is called learning to learn, and we need to learn. So communication between the two of us makes it now a classroom. Let us learn together. So get me the answer, type the answer down there, and I will comment back the right one. Number 9, remember this one is your work. So this one is the work. Let me circle it there. So you need to comment down. Tell me, why is it a kidney disorder? Why is it a kidney disorder? And what are the possible causes of that kidney disorder? What might cause it to result? Or what is the possible way out why that kidney disorder came into existence? And give me a reason we can control that kidney disorder. Which one of the following is a source of electricity? Which one is a source of electricity? So we know that electricity is caused by very many sources. So let's see. This is wind power. Which one of the following is a source of electricity? So we have geothermal power, hydroelectric power, turbine power, wind power. Hey, all of them are sources. All of them are sources. The only source which is not is turbine power. I think the question should be, which of the following is not a source of electricity? So the one there is turbine power. Remember, turbine power are the powers that generate hydroelectric power, not now this one being a source. So geothermal, hydroelectric power, and wind power are the sources of electricity except turbine power. Number 10, iron filings and pins accidentally fell into maize flour. Which method of mixture separation will one use to separate the mixture? Iron filings and pins accidentally fell into maize flour. Which method of mixture separation will one use to separate the mixture? So the method where one will use to separate the mixture is called use of magnet. Why? Because iron filings and pins are magnetic. They are magnetic materials. So being that they are magnetic materials, they will be attracted by a magnet. And that is why I'm saying we have to use what? A magnet. So this marks the end of section A. I would want you to again go through this paper, section A. For more information, just contact Kenya Science Network. The number is 0791937308. I'll be back with section B. You can see section B is beginning from that number 11. So thank you for your time. Bye-bye for now.